Hi, everyone. It's Richard McKinney, Atlantic Shores Realty Expertise. Today, I want to talk about something that is very important to your business as a real estate agent, and that is getting yourself incorporated. That's right, getting yourself incorporated so that you can take advantage of all the things that a corporation offers. So let's get right down to it. Um, Florida law allows for agents uh, and broker associates, so licensed salespeople and broker associates, to incorporate themselves. They have guidelines and laws on how to do this and such, but the important thing is they do allow you to incorporate. So you can form uh, a, basically an S corporation, or some agents do form an LLC. Either is fine. I personally am an S corp, and most accountants would probably advise you of that, but some people do use an LLC. Um, the advantages, why should you do it? Well, the biggest advantages is the tax advantage. You're not going to get taxed twice. You're basically going to save close to half, as opposed to if you weren't incorporated. I mean, you're going to save about the half the amount you would pay if if you weren't incorporated. So the biggest advantage is taxes. The second advantage is liability. Liability. You're going to be sheltered from some liability. Um, I know plenty of agents that have been sued over the years, and had they been incorporated, they would have, uh, you know, drastically reduced their liability on some things. So those are the two big advantages to doing it. But for some reason, and I kind of know the reasons, but a lot of agents are not incorporated. They're just not. Uh, First, let's get back though to what the steps are to get incorporated. Obviously, you must have a real estate license as a salesperson or a broker associate. You then are able to form a corporation in your name. So, for instance, my corporation is my name, Richard McKinney, PA. That stands for Professional Association. So, if your name was John Doe, you would be John Doe PA or John Doe LLC if you formed an LLC. That's the law, and that's what it has to be. You would then register that with FREC. So your license, when you log into My Florida License, would be your corporation name, John Doe PA. Once you do that, you can then have your broker pay you into that corporation. Now you'll need to have an EIN number, which you get when you incorporate, and you would have to set up a commercial checking account. And you basically make your deposits into that commercial checking account, and then you take withdrawals from that. You take a salary, things like that into your personal account. So I have mine set up. I happen to deal with Morgan Stanley. I do all of my investments and checking all through Morgan Stanley. So I have a Morgan Stanley commercial account and a Morgan Stanley personal account. So I can just move money right over, or I can move it into my investments if I like. So that is the way that you get it set up, and to get yourself legally able to pay. And that's important, because if you do it wrong, and some agents do, for example, a few years back, I had a agent who sold one of my listings, and during the process, I had noticed that his email address had his name and the word realty in with his email address. So, for example, it was John Doe Realty at gmail.com. Well, after getting to know the gentleman through the transaction, I was curious and I said, how did you come up with the email address John Doe Realty at gmail.com? And he said, well, that's my corporation name. And I said, oh, really? I said, so your corporation, you mean the corporation that your broker pays you through is John Doe Realty uh, Incorporated or LLC? Or he said, yeah, that's how they pay me. And I said, well, I have news for you. You're doing it wrong and you're probably going to get audited. And I said, how long have you been in the business? He said, oh, just over a year. I said, well, you need to contact him. Well, he did. And the broker said, oh, yeah, they found out that they were wrong and they changed it and got it all straightened out. But had he not got that changed, he would have definitely been audited and probably would have been responsible for a full tax amount. Wouldn't have got those benefits. So you can do it wrong. So you want to make sure you do it right. But the one thing I found out that's really most disturbing to me is very few agents are incorporated. I find that the agents who do a lot of business, almost all of them, and I'm talking a lot of business, $8 million a year and up. To me, you're doing good business. If you're doing that, you definitely should be incorporated. You probably should be incorporated if you're doing 5 million up and more. But I find a lot of them, they're not incorporated. Even some of the people that claim that they're big producers on Facebook and everywhere else, if they were doing those numbers, number one, you can look in MLS and see that they're not doing anything. But if they were doing those numbers, they would need to be incorporated, man. It's just not a smart business decision not to be. Especially, like I said, if you're doing a decent amount of business, and let's go 5 million and up, just for the argument's sake. Another reason that they're not incorporating is because they don't know. They don't know. In fact, most of the brokers, owners, sales managers, team leaders, whatever you're involved in, they don't know. Just like the example that I gave you before, they had them incorporated, but they didn't even know that the law about how to register your name and things like that. So I think knowledge is key. Knowledge is really key. If you are going to be in this business, you need to know the law, and you need to take advantage of the law. So, and that's a big advantage. So we've talked a little bit about why you should do it, the benefits to doing it, and we've also talked about how to do it. Now, I just want to say, when you are getting into this business, or if you've been in this business a long time and you want to take it to that next level, then you really need to treat this business like a business. Because I hear people say, well, I'm in business for myself now. It's like owning my own business. Yeah, it is. So treat it like a business. Get incorporated. Get your commercial checking account set up. Start getting checks into that account. And the sooner you do it, the sooner you're going to save. And then the more organized you're going to be. And everything's going to be a lot smoother for you. And you're going to be a lot more professional, and you should be taking this serious. You should be thinking on a higher level. And if you want to run with the big dogs, you want to do business like the big dogs, then you need to think like the big dogs, right? We talk about this in our team. We make sure that everybody on the team, especially when they start reaching a certain level, like I said, that they are incorporated. And I have agents making well over 100, 200, even over $300,000 a year. And they are incorporated, and we make sure they are set up with their commercial accounts and everything. So I just want to talk about that today, because it's something that I just don't hear very often. And I hear and see agents that, want to be coaches and team leaders and things like that. but yet they themselves are not set up right in their own business. So do yourself a favor, get yourself incorporated. If you have questions about it, I can recommend someone to help you, or I'd be happy to answer any questions uh, that I can, with you about it. And I hope that this brought you some value today. As always, thank you for listening. If you would, please like and subscribe to this video and to my little YouTube channel here for more tips. I want to bring value, with my videos here. And if I can ever help you in the future, please reach out, give me a call, text 772-370-8631, or reply on here if you have a real estate question or would like me to make a video on a certain topic. I'd be happy to do so. Anyway, thank you for watching. If I can ever be of help, let me know. And one more thing, as always, make it a great day. Take care.